So it officially came in the mail. We now have the Amex Gold in our hands. So you can see I already opened it. I just want to make sure that I was covering up my personal information. So obviously you guys don't track me. So we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. I want to show you guys what the card looks like. I did get the rose gold version, not the original gold, just because I just wanted to have something a little bit different. So let's go ahead and dive in. So starting off here, this is what it's going to look. Mine's all crumbled up. It's just how it came in the mail. As you can see, I did try to sharpen it out, but you can actually still see through it. So I'll probably have to get, later down the line, actually purchase some black tape. So just taking it right out the package, this is what it looks like. So the card's in here. I can already feel that it's kind of heavy. So we're going to move that to the side real quick and just show you guys what it comes with. So here's just your credit report and price you paid for credit. So it's just a big old thing, just letting you know what's going to be coming out of this card. Basically your APR at this point too. And what is this? This is just going over more things in regards to the card. Obviously for us on this channel, we don't hold a balance, so none of this really pertains to us in a way. So just hopping over to the next one. We got what does American Express do with your personal information? So if you're really curious about what they do with your information, I guess at this point they probably tell you all the security that they have to make sure that it is confidential within their site. And hopping over to this one, now we have summary of additional benefits. So this is probably what the travel. We can see it has who's covered, the coverage limits. So definitely do look into this if you guys are using this card for like traveling, which I will be looking at too, just to make sure I'm getting all the benefits from this card as well. Because obviously having multiple cards, one does have better benefits than the other. So that is to take into consideration as well if you want to maximize all the benefits too. And then the card member agreement. So obviously within every card there are some things you can and cannot do. So I know with Amex as well, they really frown upon you using your card to get gift cards to get the sign-on bonus. And I've seen on Reddit many times that people state that they actually got like blocked out or they actually got their card canceled from actually purchasing a gift card. So just make sure you read into this because this is very important too, just to make sure that you are using the card correctly, because obviously we do not want to be canceled out from a actual ecosystem. So do keep that in mind as well when you're making some purchases and know what you can and can't do with your card. Now let's go ahead and look at the card itself. This is, you know, the exciting part for everyone. This is what the card looks like. In person, it's very different. You can see I already covered this up too because obviously it's the last four of your card. But overall, just, you know, it's a basic card, but it is very heavy. So taking it off here. And yeah, I mean, this is what the card is. It is engraved, so that is a nice feeling. And it's actually really cool, like to know like when you started working with a specific issuer, it's awesome because like let's say down the line it's like 10 years, it says member since 25, it's already 2035. So it's pretty cool to actually see that they, you know, value their members who are with them throughout the time. But yeah, so that is the card. Comparing it to something like this here, the Venture X, this card does feel heavier than the Venture X. I will state that. But just the card design is just very better. If you like the matte finish, this does have like that cool look too. But I would say the Amex probably takes it. And also the weight. So if you really care about the weight, just know this one does weigh heavier than this. So here's another look at the card again. Like I said before, this card looks awesome in person. And again, this is the rose gold color. And just the weight on it feels amazing. So I do want to elaborate, like this did fit my spend. So if you're watching this video and thinking about getting into the Amex ecosystem, just make sure you break down your numbers month to month just to see if your actual cost of what you do on a spend day to day will actually outweigh the annual fee, because it's currently sitting at $325 a year to even hold this card. So if your numbers don't actually add up to where it's going to be outweighing the annual fee, maybe you should be considering a different card. It's a little bit easier to hold, something like the Capital One Saver, which is 3x on dining, 3x on groceries, which is 1x lower than the Amex Gold Card, but obviously you're not paying an annual fee for that one. So if you're able to see that your spends outweighing the annual fee on this card, then I'll say 100% it is worth it to maximize all the points you can within these specific categories. So as for the sign-on bonus, it only gave me 60,000 points, which is kind of discouraging because I've always got the highest sign-on bonus I can with every card I applied for. I've always had a high credit score. I've always make my payments on time too. So I did end up reaching out, and I will say with the Amex customer service, they were very helpful. I didn't even wait on the phone call for that long. So I can see why a lot of people do like American Express on their customer service, because they're really quick to answer. But I did ask to see if they can actually change that sign-on bonus to be something a little bit higher. And they just told me simply that that is the only offer they were able to give me. It was nothing higher. But since I did get on the Amex Gold Card, I did get already a review with the Amex Platinum Card being a very high sign-on bonus with that specific card. So I guess to me, it seems like you have to be part of the ecosystem for a decent amount of time in order to get a higher sign-on bonus, which is kind of tricky because you get advertised the 100,000 points or as high as 100,000 points, which is, to me, it's like, just give someone an offer of what you want to do, not based off like what you think they should get. But that's just me, my personal opinion, but you can't really fight it because if you're trying to get into the ecosystem, that's what they're offering. And all you got to do is just take it. So, I mean, you can't really argue with someone that's always going to be telling you no at that point. So I just went ahead and decided to just take the sign-on bonus, but it is going to be good for me at least because, like I stated before, this is going to be for my future trip. So I went ahead and did it, and whether or not you guys agree with me or I should have waited or fought a little bit harder to get a higher sign-on bonus, you know, it's done already, so the card is officially here, and I'm very happy with it. So I want to keep this video very short and sweet just to give you guys my first impressions of actually unboxing this card specifically. And I can see where the hype is coming from, especially with this specific color. And I want to know in the comment section below whether or not you guys are a fan of the rose gold version, or you think I should have got the original gold version of this card. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. But as always, let's try to keep things simple, and I'll see you on the next one.